Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin the video first and foremost by giving our praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and double honors to our teachers, the apostles, the elders, great millstone, GMS, who taught us the 100% truth according to the Bible, who's been great examples to us in the faith, and double shalom to the elders, the bishops, has been laboring, is pushing this word with truth, faith, and sincerity, and shalom to the elect. I just want to get into a real quick lesson. The Lord deleted another end up. Okay, this woman here, this young woman here was shot and killed out there in Chicago. I put the backstory in the comment section. It says, in a horrific daylight attack in Chicago, 26-year-old Gina Aries, known as Gabby, was shot and killed while her infant child was in the back seat. A gunman fired over 50 shots at their car, but the baby was found unharmed as rescued by a Chicago police. Her partner was also wounded in the attack. No arrest has been made yet. Prayers up for Gabby and her family. And this is the young woman here. And this made me think about Ezekiel, the 9th chapter. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Shai is sending out judgment, man. Spirits, creative vengeance upon our people. Okay, deletion. I know as of lately, there's been a lot of judgment on women. Okay, it's been a lot of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Latin women of the tribes, being judged, man. Okay, Yahweh Bashim Shai is not playing. And I also want to say also that it doesn't matter if you a young, attractive woman. Okay, let's go ahead and get that in Ezekiel. Have it here queued up. It says Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said to him, the angel with the righteous inkhorn, go through the midst of the city and through the midst of Jerusalem, which is a people for its a place, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, and so the men is out there in the highways and byways, just doing these videos and epistles, crying out for all the abominations. The Lord says He's going to set a mark upon their foreheads. That mark is Dawah. And you go to the word mark, it goes back to the word Dawah, which means exemption from judgments. Okay, and these death angels that are being sent out are executing the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Shai. And reading on, it says, verse 5, and to the others he said, mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. You look at the word smite, it means to be killed. All right, it says, let not your eyes spare, and neither have ye pity. Slay, verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary, those that know who they are. Okay, those that know that they're Hebrew Israelites, the Lord's going to begin with them. Judgment's going to begin. It's going to start with them. Then it's going to go all the way down to those that don't know who they are. It says, then they begin at the ancient man, which was before the house. Okay. But if you examine this precept, it mentioned women twice. It says, Ezekiel 9:6, I'm going to read it again. Slay utterly old, young, both maids and little children and women. Okay. Now, from there, so what I did was I went and looked up the word maid. Okay, this from the etymology online. It says maid, a noun. It says an unmarried woman, usually young. Okay, and this here was go back to the picture. This here was a young woman that was killed. And just because, you may be young and attracted, that doesn't mean the Lord didn't have an issue with her. Because there's no one that's punished or perish being innocent. Okay, tell you that in Job 4 and verse 7, whoever perished being innocent, or wherever the righteous cut off. Though that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So, in other words, you do dirt, you get dirt. All right? And she was not innocent. Okay? Somewhere down the line, she offended the Lord. All right? And there's going to be more incidents like this taking place because we are in evil times. Let's get that. Who's bringing these bad times? I'ma prove it in the scriptures of who doing the do. So Isaiah 45 and verse 7 says, I formed the light and created darkness. I made peace and created evils. It says, I the Lord do all these things. I the Lord do all these things. So the Lord, should we say he bringing forth light? Hey, this word is light. Okay? And the Lord also bring forth darkness. It says, I make peace. And we're not in peaceful times. Okay? We're not in peaceful times because if we was in peaceful times, people would not be so afraid. People would not be fearing for their lives. Okay? You would not be having all this shooting going on, all this killing, if we were in peaceful times. It says, and created evil. Evil goes into bad times. It says, I, the Lord, do all these things. So, what happened out there in Chicago, okay, was an evil, bad time. Okay, this is a bad time here. And it's only going to get worse. Okay, these evils are only going to increase, okay, up until the Lord comes. The scriptures say, I'm going to go ahead and, bring it out. The scriptures say in Ezekiel, this is Ezekiel 7:5, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, and evil and only evils, behold, it is come, and end is come, the end is come, it watch it 40, behold, it is come. And again, evil goes into bad times, and we are in those times. We are truly living in the end of this age. Okay, this kingdom's going down, man, and it's going out with a bang. All right. So the Lord said, evils and only evils is come. That's all you're going to see from here on out. Second Chronicles 15, one last scripture here. Second Chronicles 15 and 13. Second Chronicles 15 and 13. That whosoever will not seek the Lord, again, Yahweh Bashim Shai of Israel, the power of Israel, should be put to death, whether small or great, whether man or woman. And he's seeing that going forth, man. Okay? And this scripture here is straight to the point. So if you're not seeking the Lord in these last days, you Israelites, so-called Negroes, so-called Latins, Hispanics, and they make it Indian, okay, you out of there, man. Okay? And the Lord specifically said, whether small or great, whether man or woman. Alright? Because the Lord doesn't care who you are in this society. He doesn't care what type of status you have in the society. He doesn't care if you're a celebrity, He doesn't care if you're famous. He doesn't care if you're a bum, if you got money, if you don't have money, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're old, young. There's no respect of persons. All right, if you're not trying to seek the Lord and follow what the Lord say to do, you out of there, man. Okay, you out of there. And this chick here, she wasn't seeking the Lord, and ultimately it costed her life. And there's no excuse for our people to not seek the Lord, because you got camps out there. You got GMS camps out there in Chicago. Hell, you got camps in all American cities, man. You even got camps across seas. You got brothers across sea calling on the names of Yahweh Bashim Shai, warning the people over there. So there's no excuse for our people to not seek Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. All right. But hey, these are times that win. All right, it's not a game. Okay, the Lord's constantly sending out spirits created for vengeance, those death angels. And as we get closer and closer to the end of this kingdom, a lot more judgment is going to go out. Remember, the scriptures say, perilous times shall come. 2 Timothy 3, the 3rd chapter. In the last days, and we are living in the last days of the age, right? Let's close out with that. 2 Timothy 3. That's why the Lord said to walk circumspect, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times, because the days are evil. We are in evil times, perilous times. 2 Timothy 3:1. This note also that in the last days, the times that we're in now, these are the last days of the last days. Perilous times shall come. Look at the definition for that word perilous. We are in it. Right in the midst of these perilous times, dangerous times, risky times, hazardous times. And it's only going to increase. Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Those are the true and proper names of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Those are the names we must call on for salvation. And double honors to our teachers, the head apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth, 100% no cut. Double shalom to the elders, the bishops who have been laboring. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.